This is Rummy's Corner. Saturday night from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, in a long-awaited showdown that was available worldwide on DAZN. Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn finally squared off, and it wound up being a thrilling Fight of the Year candidate, one that far exceeded my expectations going in. The entire rivalry was all predicated on the previous rivalry between their fathers, Eubank and Nigel Benn, who twice fought back in the 1990s. So initially, a fight between their sons seemed like a logical earning opportunity for both sides. But then this rivalry organically grew and evolved into something of its own, where the two were originally scheduled to fight in October 2022. But it didn't happen then because Ben tested positive for a banned substance. Following that, boxing social media was flooded with comments that sounded an awful lot like that Vincent Price villain on the old Batman show. And the two exhibited real animosity toward each other. And that, combined with the previous rivalry between the fathers, helped fuel this rivalry into something inherently unique and interesting in its own right. Eubank got off to a good start in the opening round where he was largely able to control the flow with his jab. But Ben was looking good in the next couple of rounds, where his greater agility and superior speed and athleticism were allowing him to maneuver inside and out while unloading his firepower with speed and precision. Over the next several rounds, Eubank was establishing momentum. He was throwing heavier and stringing his punches together very well, throwing some nice short combinations. Ben was still keeping it competitive and having moments of his own, but for the most part, Eubank was doing better work. The size difference seemed to be troubling Ben, who was accustomed to fighting smaller guys, where Eubank was not only physically stronger than what Ben was used to, but he was also tougher and more durable. Even when Eubank was getting clipped flush, he was sturdily absorbing the incoming fire. In round 8, Ben appeared a bit rejuvenated and he came out firing away with a more spirited effort. Indeed, Ben began turning up the heat the next several rounds, where the action was fiercely competitive. The determination on display from both combatants was nothing short of terrific. Back and forth it went, both guys digging down deep, literally giving it every fiber of their being. Those last 4 rounds were truly exceptional. Perhaps not in terms of pure boxing ability, but in the midst of the heated war. The two battled it out in a highly intense firefight, where they were both exuding the type of raw energy and unwavering heart that was simply captivating. The 12th round alone was the type of 12th and final round you always hope to see, with both men relentlessly fighting in an ultimate battle of wills. Who wanted it more? Down that final stretch in the final 4 rounds, Ben had some of his best moments in the fight, but it was those last 2 rounds where I thought Eubank sealed the deal. It was truly incredible stuff, and both of these guys put forth a brave and praiseworthy effort. At the end of 12 highly entertaining, exciting rounds of action, Eubank was awarded a unanimous decision, where all 3 judges scored it 116 to 112. I thought the scores were a solid reflection of what happened, and I definitely believe the right man won. Ben showed a lot of heart and grit, a dimension to his game that I don't think many believed he possessed going up against a bigger, more experienced opponent. And despite getting older, and no doubt having some trouble with the weight cut for this one, Eubank made a damn fine account of himself against his younger, more athletic foe. It was a great night for British boxing, and a great show from the first ever event promoted by Ring Magazine. Congratulations to Eubank Jr., and best of luck to both Eubank and Benn going forward. It was the type of fight that was dramatic and memorable enough that a rematch feels like a next logical step for both guys. The Eubank Jr. vs. Benn fight was available worldwide on DAZN. And next weekend we have more great boxing on DAZN. Next Friday night there will be 3 great fights on the Times Square card from Midtown Manhattan. Teofimo Lopez will put his WBO junior welterweight title on the line against Arnold Barboza Jr. Devin Haney will square off against Jose Ramirez. And headlining the card, Ryan Garcia will face Rolly Romero. Then the very next night, on Saturday, Canelo Alvarez will be going up against William Skull in a battle for undisputed supremacy at super middleweight. Take advantage of the bundle deal to get both of these pay-per-view events on DAZN, the global home of boxing. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful night. This is Rummy's Corner.